Hello, my name is Jason Gilmore and I'm the president of the Dauphin Rail Museum. What you are about to witness is the continuation and finale of the Dauphin Rail 125 project from last year, which commemorated the 125th anniversary of the arrival of the very first train to Dauphin, Manitoba. In 2022, the community of Winnipegosis, Manitoba, celebrated this same special occasion, which also signified the completion of the Lake Manitoba Railway and Canal Company rail line connecting Gladstone, Manitoba to Winnipegosis and allowing rail traffic to travel from Winnipeg all the way to the fertile agricultural lands west of Lake Manitoba. This single event sparked the formation of the Canadian Northern Railway by 1899 and then progressed into the completion of a transcontinental railway by 1915 through both construction of new rail lines and acquisition of already existing rail lines. The completion of this singular small rail line dramatically altered settlement, immigration, agriculture, commerce in Western Manitoba and beyond. And I believe the case can be made that indeed we are one of the birthplaces of current-day Canadian National Railway. What this video attempts to do is to show the points along the line from Dauphin heading north to Winnipegosis that existed in 1897. So these points included the Northern Junction, Valley River, Sifton, the Sifton Junction, Fishing River, Fork River, and finally Winnipegosis. So please enjoy the wonderful drone footage taken by Henrik Langer, and imagine taking a trip back in time where you could ride the rails to Winnipegosis from Dauphin. Enjoy. This is the Winnipegosis Museum in 2022, housed in the former Canadian National Railway station in the heart of the business district. The station has been an intrinsic and visible presence since being built in 1897 as the terminus point of the Lake Manitoba Railway and Canal Company. In the early 1970s, the station was closed by CN to the general public. The Canadian National Railway branch line to Winnipegosis, however, survived intact until the early 1980s. Mixed train service on the subdivision continued until April 19, 1977, when mixed train 284 returned to Dauphin with locomotive CN 1055, combine CN 7201, a caboose, 5 loaded cars, and 2 empty cars. October 2022 marks the 125th anniversary of the completion of the Lake Manitoba Railway and Canal Company to Winnipegosis, Manitoba. The year previous, the rail line had been laid from Gladstone to Sifton, 16 miles beyond Dauphin. This map illustrates the extent of this railway in 1897. October 1897 marked the completion of the rail line and culminated with the arrival of William Mackenzie and Donald Mann, the owners of the company, and a host of other guests into Winnipegosis on a special train as shown here. The following month, the railway was inspected by J.A. McDowell, MP for the provincial government, and Mr. Forrest of the Great Western Central of the Dominion government. It was said that these gentlemen were well pleased with the condition of the road. The Dauphin Railway, as it was commonly known, was the first of many small railroads that Mackenzie and Mann acquired and or constructed, forming the Canadian Northern Railway in 1899 and expanding both west and east to become Canada's third transcontinental railway system by 1915. But here is the timetable that took effect October 8, 1897. This picture is believed to have been taken in 1897 on the platform of the Winnipegosis station of a group of new Galician immigrants that were arrived in Canada at the time. Between 1896 and 1914, 170,000 Ukrainians made the trip from the overpopulated Austrian provinces of Galicia and Bukovina to Canada. Many left their homelands to settle on the western prairies. They left their homeland because of the heavy taxes and decreasing land areas available for farming. We start at the current-day Dauphin Rail Station, one of two Class 1 stations built by Canadian Northern Railway. The initial station in 1896, however, was located a little bit further east from the current station and was a combination station, freight shed, inn, agent quarters. The original station burned down on January 15, 1912, and the current Pratt design station was later built that year by Canadian Northern Railway to symbolize the success and promise that was present in the area. So here our journey starts at the Dauphin Rail Station, heading toward the Vermilion River looking west. One of the reasons surveyors chose the site of present-day Dauphin was the tree cover provided by the river and shelter from both west and north winds. As you travel further west, you come upon the 15-stall former roundhouse that was originally built in 1905 with its turntable still preserved. This now houses the City of Dauphin Public Works. And finally, as you cross Highway number 5, here you see the current-day Dauphin rail yards. This is the North Triangular Junction located just north of the City of Dauphin's waste disposal site. These types of wide junctions can be used at a mainline rail junction to allow incoming trains the ability to travel in either direction, or in order to allow trains to pass from one line to the other line. To the right is the path the original LMR and CC line took to Winnipegosis in 1896/97. To the left is the current Prairie North line, used both by CN Freight and Via, that travels to Gilbert Plains and points west. At this point, both parts of the junction have functioning rail still in existence. To our surprise, while traveling to do this video project, we discovered on the north portion of the North Junction track, there sat approximately 40 rail cars on still functioning track. First off, we didn't realize that there was still functioning rail beyond the Y at that point, and also how long have these cars been there? Who owns them? What is ultimately going to happen to them? Only time will tell, but the fact that some of the hatches are open to the elements, the cars won't ultimately be in good shape for whomever owns them. This is the Sifton Junction. To the right is the continuation of the original LMR&CC railway. To the left was the junction that headed to Swan River, which was already constructed by 1900. The first Ukrainian pioneers arrived from western Ukraine and settled in the Fishing River area in 1897, a direct result of the completion of the rail to Winnipegosis. The first Ukrainian Catholic church service was held in May 1897, as indicated by this cairn. The community of Fork River had a number of stores and used to have regular stops from passing trains. However, as the tracks began to no longer be used and as the population declined, the stores eventually dwindled away, with the last one closing in 1996. As of the turn of the millennium, the tracks have been removed and commodities are transported solely by large trucks. The community still, however, has an operational granary. So here we have arrived at Winnipegosis, and this is the view the first people arriving by train would have seen. A quote taken from the Winnipegosis Museum's Facebook page read as follows: "With the coming of the railway in 1897, life in this area must have changed dramatically. Not only was travel made easier, but the ability to transport goods would have meant that the resources of this area, such as lumber, fish, furs, salt, and grain, could reach markets in a timely fashion. It also allowed merchants to bring in commodities on a regular schedule. Did you ever wonder how these goods were packed for shipment? In the current museum, we are so fortunate to have some of the early wooden boxes, barrels, and crates that were used to bring goods from faraway places such as Toronto, Montreal, and Grand Forks." This picture and description are courtesy of the Canadian Rail magazine from January-February of 2016. The description is as follows. The completion of the line to Winnipegosis was celebrated by a gala excursion from the Winnipeg Canadian Pacific Railway Station on October 27th. The Lieutenant Governor, the Premier, most of the Cabinet and sitting Liberal members of the Legislature, several members of Parliament, local mayors and reporters were carried to the end of the track. The special train was composed of LMR&CC locomotive number 3, a leased CPR colonist car, 2 leased CPR sleepers, the leased CPR dining car St. Cloud, CPR manager William White's private car number 15, and Mackenzie and Mann's private car Sea Falls. On September 16, 2022, the Winnipegosis Historical Society held their official 125th anniversary celebration, where Dauphin Rail Museum board members Jack Schmunn, Mark Northrope, Ed Stozek, Jason Gilmore, and Robert Gilmore attended. Also, thank you to Sean Smith and the Canadian Rail Society for providing the LMR&CC sign that was used during their 125th anniversary celebrations in Big Valley, Alberta in July 2022. Jason Gilmore, the president of the Dauphin Rail Museum, presented Joe Bunka of the Winnipegosis Historical Society a commemorative golden spike to signify the historic rail connection between the two communities and the completion of the Lake Manitoba Railway and Canal Company rail line in 1897. Hi there, it's me again, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please share, like, comment on what you thought, as we really appreciate the feedback. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity as a call to action to just follow any or all of our social media platforms. So that can include Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just search Dauphin Rail Museum and you'll find our pages. If you haven't visited our museum before, we'd like to cordially invite you to visit our establishment. And then also, if you have visited in the past, but not within the last several years, I think you'd find that there's many changes that have occurred here, and it'd be worth your time. So on another note, we are seeking volunteers to join our museum. So if this is something that may interest you or somebody that you know, please contact us on our social media, through email. Our email is thedauphinrailmuseum@gmail.com, or you can call and leave a voicemail. Our phone number is 204-202-4622. And lastly, we are a nonprofit and we do gladly accept donations. So we do have many exciting projects, both in the near and distant future, that we'd like to accomplish. So consider that if you would. So thanks again for watching, and I bid you farewell from Manitoba's most beautiful rail station in Dauphin, Manitoba.